Experiencing New England in the fall is an unforgettable experience and a bucket list trip for many. If you are looking for cozy autumnal vibes, or if you are looking to plan your fall foliage trip, look no further. In the next two videos, we'll take you with us on the perfect fall road trip from New Hampshire to Vermont, visiting charming towns, beautiful mountains, maple farms, corn mazes, historic sites and more, all surrounded by the most beautiful fall colours that we have ever seen.
We start our journey in the beautiful state of New Hampshire, where we'll take you leaf peeping with us. Yes, you heard it right, on a one-day adventure before we head to Vermont. So grab your pumpkin spice latte and join us for part one of our perfect fall road trip.
We are Ryan and Manuel, and welcome to New Hampshire. When you think of some of the best fall colours, New England is one of the first things that comes to mind. With only one full day to experience everything autumnal in New Hampshire, we knew we wanted to beat the crowds and start our day early. So, after spending the night in the charming town of Eaton, we drove only a few minutes to our first recommendation in our list, the Kancamagus Highway.
Also known as the Kanc, the Kancamagus Highway is an absolute must-do if you are in the area. This 34.5-mile drive takes you to the heart of the White Mountains and is considered one of the best places in New England to see the fall colours. The drive connects the town of Conway and Lincoln and takes just under 1 hour with no stops. However, you are going to want to spend more time here, as there are so many stops you don't want to miss.
The first one is the Albany Covered Bridge, built in 1858 and located in a super idyllic setting. This is one of the most photographed bridges in New Hampshire.
We're going now as far as I can tell.
A few minutes down the road, make sure you have a stroll at Lower Falls, where the river drops over smooth granite rocks into a large pool. It's stunning, but be aware that the rocks can be quite slippery.
Also, you don't want to miss the Rocky Gorge Scenic Area, a beautiful narrow gorge carved by glaciers that offers some of the best views of the rushing river and the changing colours. There is a paved and easy walk to get here.
Just got out, something's wrong. I waited out, wounds on my feet. Where will you be? Flickering through memories, the Polaroids yellowed in the sun, longing to be seen. So come and hide with me, hide with me, hide with me. Come and hide with me.
One of our favourite spots was the Russell Colbath Historic Site, the only surviving 19th century homestead in the Swift River Valley, and all that remains of a former farming and logging community that once flourished here. you learn the stories of the people that once called this area their home, including Ruth Colbath, who for 40 years each night placed a lamp in the window of her home in hope that it will guide the return of her missing husband. It's also quite moving to see the resting place of the people that once called this place their home.
Nothing will be like it was, but you will always be my first choice, just as it seems. So I left though I was broken. I hope this dirt is clean for you.
Another stop you can't miss on the Kancamagus Highway is the Sabbaday Falls Trail, a 0.7 mile walk for all ages. While short and easy, it definitely packs a punch, with a beautiful path that leads to a stunning waterfall. Peak colours hadn't reached this part of the Kancamagus Highway yet, but this is a place that is going to be incredible in any season, like every single stop in this itinerary.
When I look at the way you sleep, I know I'm home. There are times I believe I can change, be the man just for you. Like a flash of the future, I see our sons and daughters too.
But if it's fall colours you're here for, nothing was going to prepare us for the array of colours we were about to witness from the many viewpoints along the road. We couldn't believe our eyes seeing all the stunning yellow, orange and red trees. From every direction, the view was amazing, and trust us, images don't give it justice.
By the time we reached Lincoln, we realised what the Kancamagus Highway is about. It's the quintessential road trip, where what really matters is not the destination, but the journey to get there.
A short drive north will take you to our next stop, the Flume Gorge, located in the Franconia Notch State Park. We definitely recommend booking your entry in advance, as this is extremely popular.
As you arrive, you are greeted by a beautiful visitor centre that is your starting point for the Flume Gorge Trail, a 2-mile, one-way loop that takes approximately 1.5 hours. This is fairly easy, but it includes several uphill sections. The Flume is a natural granite gorge extending 800 feet at the base of Mount Liberty. You'll see towering moss-covered granite walls rising to a spectacular height of 90 feet, cascading waterfalls, historic covered bridges, glacial pools, glacial boulders, and much more.
Send me your songs of tomorrow. I'm dying to know it all. Stories of joy and of sorrow. I'm dying to know it all. To know it all.
After a brief stop at the Old Man of the Mountain, one of the symbols of New Hampshire that unfortunately broke away from the mountain in 2003, we were ready for what will become one of our favorite hikes in New England, the Artist's Bluff Trail.
This is a 1.5-mile circular trail that takes under 1 hour to complete, but it's also very steep. We recommend hiking the trail counterclockwise, as this way will be much easier. The hike itself is stunning, but it's the view from the top that is going to steal your heart.
Why don't you stay, 'cause I could really use a friend. Stay, please stay, 'cause my heart really needs.
We couldn't believe the array of colours we could see from here. It's just something we will never forget.
If you're here during the fall season, be aware that the Artist's Bluff Trail is likely to be very busy. So, getting here in the early morning or late afternoon is recommended.
Only a 10 minutes drive from here, we stumbled into the house of poet Robert Frost, who lived here with his family for many years.
The Frost Place is a house museum and a sanctuary for poetry lovers. And because of its position on a quiet country lane and spectacular views of the White Mountains, you could really feel the inspiration that Frost must have felt here. If you visit, make sure you don't miss the poetry trail at the back, where you can read some of his poems in the landscapes that inspired them.
Stay here with me.
As the end of the day was approaching, we just felt so lucky to be able to be experiencing such a perfect full day. In a time where all we do is rush, it feels so good to just stop and witness the beauty of autumn, one of the most beautiful spectacles that nature has to offer, but one that we often don't have the time to fully appreciate.
So that's it for a one day in New Hampshire. Next stop, Vermont, where we'll visit some of the most charming New England towns, get lost in a corn maze, taste some of the best maple syrup, and experience the most vibrant fall colors we have ever seen.
So be sure to subscribe to our channel to never miss an adventure, and please give this video a thumbs up if you found it useful. Also, leave us a comment and let us know if you're planning a trip to New Hampshire this autumn. And now, see you down the road!